What does your week before the race consist of? My week consists of, uh, well, I race every weekend at this time of year. So basically, Monday is bike work, bike cleanup, maintenance, whatever. Tuesday, Wednesday, I usually ride after work. And I also, especially if it's like a GNCC week or a long drive kind of thing, anything over, let's say, 6 hours away from me, I make extra sure that I have a very strict bedtime. Like asleep by 9:30 at the latest, preferably 9, because I'm usually up anywhere from 4:30 to 5, depending on like what I'm doing and what it just kind of depends. But usually like 9 to 9:30 at the latest on like race weeks that are pretty far away, especially GNCCs. And so I try to stick to a routine in general. I don't try to like stay until midnight by no means, but sometimes I stay up till 10, 10:30. But that is one big thing that I changed. And then I just try to like chill out and like let the stress of the week and from work and whatever, just try to not like let it bother me and not think about it as much, and just kind of like keep my mind sharp and like reading like quotes that get me fired up and thinking in the right direction to go racing. And like I just like my schedule doesn't change that much. I just try to take extra care of myself and my needs kind of thing. And it really does make a difference, because like if I'm giving my all in every direction that I possibly can, which is like every which way, and then I forget to take care of myself, it does affect me at the race. So that's something I've actually learned this year, and things I've started to do. A friend actually recommended to me to maybe start like going fishing the week before a race kind of thing, because it's just like chilling, and you're outside in nature, and I love being outside. So I might add that into my routine. I haven't gone fishing in I don't know how long, but I did get all my tackle back out and my fishing poles. It's gonna happen soon. But yeah, basically just try to take extra care of yourself and your mental health, and do what you need to do. Why did your family decide to become a dealership? It started in 2013. All of us were racing at that time period on different brands. So getting parts in a timely manner and, not being able to use the same thing for all the bikes was just a bit of a problem. So my dad did a lot of research, and he wanted to choose like a brand that was different, not something that everybody else had kind of thing. And so he chose Beta. And that was the first brand we got into. So Wyatt and my dad both got on one first, and that kind of solved a lot of part issues. We were just able to keep things in stock or whatever, and then like order aftermarket stuff for what we had. I think I was either on my XR 100 or a TTR 125 or a Honda 150 at that time period. I don't really remember. It was one of those three, and my mom was on probably a 150. And so uh, I got on a beta in 2015. Yeah, 2015, after burning my KTM to the ground, and I could tell that story on a different day. But so yeah, basically we got into the dirt bike business to make it easier for us as a family, and it turns out we really enjoy helping everybody else make it easier by keeping parts in stock and being able to get it shipped directly to you. That way you don't miss your ride or your race or whatever you have coming up. We'll keep you going. So that's kind of what started it, and that's what's still pushing us growing. And yeah.
How do you handle the fear of losing all progress while being injured? This is a tough one. In one of my previous videos, I talked about the injuries that I had sustained so far throughout my racing career, kind of thing. And the first one that I had, I dislocated my elbow, and that was the one that taught me the most, I'd say, as far as like in that time period. I was going through a massive I used like a weight loss kind of journey, I would say, like making healthier choices and actually caring about what I eat and what I do kind of thing. I wouldn't say I was like fat. I was definitely bigger than I should have been for my size and my height kind of thing, and I wasn't very healthy. But so whenever I had hurt my elbow, that's whenever I started, like I was actually like lost a lot of weight, and I was super, super worried about gaining it all back because I didn't think I could still train or do anything. And then I was also really fully consumed of like missing days on the bike and missing races. Like I thought I was going to go backwards the entire time. So the most important thing to remember whenever you are injured or you're unable to ride or do whatever kind of thing, to control what you can control. And if you worry about the things that are out of your control, you're gonna go nuts, and it's not gonna be good for you in your mental state. So just try to remember to control what you can control, and then by doing so, if you're laid up on, like you have an upper body injury, you can still cycle like on a stationary, and you can still do things to keep you active and keep your physical abilities there. Like, and same like with your, if you hurt your foot or whatever, I mean, yeah, there's going to be days where you're not going to be able to do it because you're in so much damn pain, but for the most part, you can still do other training things that benefit you along the way. It's just really important to not like, oh, I'm hurt, so I'm just going to sit on the couch all day, eat junk food, and not take care of yourself. You heal faster by also like eating the proper foods and like doing good with your nutrition and doing things that promote healing naturally versus like eating candy and chips and just cookies and junk food. Like that's gonna delay it and you're gonna be super inflamed. So just control what you can control, so you can control your nutrition. You can still train to an extent, and then as far as like losing all progress on the bike, do visualization. Like picture yourself riding and doing everything perfectly. Like the more you do that, it's like your body will get used to it. It's interesting the way the mind works. But whenever I did my shoulder injury, I took a lot of time in that time period to develop, like, it's whenever I did my personal training courses and things like that. So I was really focusing on things to benefit me and grow me as a person kind of thing. And I did a lot of visualization because when I did my shoulder, I was off the bike for 8 months. And whenever I got back on the bike, I was like literally faster than I was whenever I got off. And I'm not kidding. And it was a 2-week kind of like after being released window of I'm significantly faster on this track that we ride, and there was no changes to it versus the last time I rode it, and it was insane. So visualize, eat a good nutrition, a good diet, and also work out. Like do what you can do, train the way you can train. And if you have a foot injury, then just do like upper body lifts occasionally kind of thing. Like I don't know, if there's a will, there's a way. And another thing that's helped me kind of keep me in a good like mental state of mind is reading. And I do a lot of self-help, self-development type books, and it kind of just, you're not crazy basically is the biggest thing to remember, especially whenever you feel nuts and like you're losing your mind while you're like unable to do what you want to do kind of thing. It's frustrating as heck. So just mental, that's a lot of it. Just be aware.